Welcome back, everybody. This is Foundation Feed Series number 8. I'm your host for today, Claire Headley, volunteer board president of the Michael J. Rinder Aftermath Foundation, joined by my amazing co-host. Welcome,
Wow,
Phil.
amazing now. I've graduated up to amazing now. Thanks,
Oh, you've
Claire.
always been amazing. Come on.
Uh,
Anyone who has the gumption to keep doing the work that we do day in and day out has my respect and admiration. Never a dull moment, right, Phil?
Never a dull moment. That is true.
Phil texted me this morning and he was like, oh, sorry, I realized I shouldn't bother you on a Sunday. I'm like, Phil, anytime.
No, I know. I'm always kind of have my head in something I got to do. My calendar is so full of stuff that I'm constantly throwing something in for, and then I'll drag it into a couple of days later if I can't get to it. But
Yes.
there's a lot. There's a lot to do.
We have an amazing team at the Michael J. Rinder Aftermath Foundation, building by the day, right, Phil?
Yes. Yeah.
We are, anyway, some really good momentum. We will be doing some upcoming episodes on new programs we're looking to launch. And so lots of great things to talk about. We will be doing, last week we interviewed Ian Rafalko, which was amazing. That was just a thoroughly very
yes.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say I was enthralled by the whole thing. He's very, very interesting to listen to. And I'm looking forward to a second round with him as well. That's going to be very interesting.
Yes. So we will be doing part 2 most likely next Sunday. I didn't get a chance to check with you about that, Phil, yet, but that will be when we'll finish up with Ian, part 2, with his insights and experiences and his perspective on having received help from the Aftermath Foundation and how he partners with us going forward. I would say that, I don't know about you, Phil, but from my perspective, a huge source of people that we help who are getting out of Scientology find out about us in reconnecting with other people who we've also helped.
Definitely. The number of, I know so-and-so who needs help, and that's a constant thing. People do find out about it that way. It's which is good. The more people that know about it and even some people under the radar. Somebody I've been talking to this past week who knows somebody who's just got out. So, it's just, if someone knows about it and can refer somebody, then that's all good. It's a good way to get exposure that way.
Yeah. And I will say too, that I think the 2 biggest barriers that we hear about the most when people are overcoming wanting to reach out for help is, number 1, the indoctrination in Scientology that they should, quote unquote, make it go right, or, succeed without help, which of course we always say, no, that's exactly why we're here. We've walked that walk. We know what it is. And so having resources to assist with the transition is so, so important. Like I would say that one of the most important programs from my perspective is our career counseling program.
Yeah, I agree there 100%, because that, like, you can help someone get established apartment, transportation, and all of that. But if they have a career going and a good solid job, then that gets them independent, gets them working on their future and established on their own. And that's the ultimate goal, really.
Yeah, for sure. And identifying transferable skills, but also in some cases just saying, maybe what the person's always wanted to do is something completely different. And that's where the education grant program has been very, very helpful and successful as well. Because these are programs where we offer. So for example, there's a few people that we're helping right now who've gone back to college or getting a GED, whatever that looks like. It's educational support intended because we know that at least especially for people who were born and raised in Scientology like me, or even you, Phil, who got in when you were a teenager,
Yeah.
education is one of the first items negatively impacted, right?
That's the first thing they took was my college fund.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was, yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, shout out to apostate Alex here. I see, let me see. I don't know. I don't think I was, tell us where you're joining us from. We will be doing a shorter episode this week. And I think it's worth mentioning too, on the weeks where we don't do a live, we'll release pre-recorded episodes as premieres so we can at least be in the chat and answer questions and so forth. But I can't believe we're already on number 8, Phil.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. It almost seems like we just started this. This is
Yes.
still in the beginning, but that's been a fun little ride so far. I think
Yes.
that, and we have so much more to cover. So there's a lot of good stuff to come up, which is going to be fun.
Yes, for sure. Absolutely. All right, let's see here. Oh, we do have starred comments. Okay, thank you, Clara. Let's see. We have Cher. Hello from the Netherlands. Oh, here, Phil, I'll let you read them so I'm not doing all the yapping.
Jack Shaw 809. Hello from Henderson, Nevada. Oh, we've seen him before.
Yes.
I used to live there. I remember. That's why I remember, because I used to live in Henderson.
There you go.
Kelly Still. Hi, y'all from South Carolina. And is that where they all also say all y'all?
I think so. All y'all. I know. I was
it.
talking to somebody the other day about they were asking about how I ended up losing my British accent, and I explained that my mom remarried to an American who was from Greenville, South Carolina.
Oh.
And so we first spent 6 weeks when we moved to the US. We moved from East Grinstead to Greenville, South Carolina. And I had my heart dead set on losing my English accent. I was told I was too old to lose it at the age of 13. But that was my first try. It was at a Southern accent. It was a complete train wreck. Anyway, Allie Harvey, hi from England. Good to see you.
Trevanon, good evening from the Netherlands.
Awesome.
My mother's side, all Dutch. Oh, I have a joke for you, Trev. Okay, he'll understand this joke. Only a Dutch person will understand this. I'm sorry, it's a terrible joke. I made this one up, and my wife groans when I say it. But so, Trevor, what type of small underwear do people from the Netherlands wear? Calvin Klein beetje. Okay, the term Klein beetje means very small.
Okay.
So Calvin Klein beetje. I just threw it all together. There you go. All right, bad joke. Bad joke.
It's all right. It's a Sunday. It's got to have some levity in life too, right?
Yeah. Caitlin Doherty. Good evening, everyone from Nova Scotia. Been there. Beautiful, beautiful place, actually.
Yep.
Melanie Johnson. Hi from West Virginia. I've been there as well. I've been to almost every state in the United States.
Nice.
Those looking very dapper today. Okay. For a Sunday. There we go.
Yes.
Renee Hale. I'm so excited to make another live, joining from Idaho.
Awesome.
Nice, beautiful country. Yeah. Shannon Graves. Hello from Central Florida.
Shannon. Yeah. Yay.
Apostate Alex. Tuning in live from Target 2. For those who don't understand Target 2, that's where Hubbard said he was going after he's dropped his body, and said he was going off to Target 2 to start doing what he did here.
Yes, because Clearing Earth was Target 1.
Yeah.
And whatever the next, he never actually said where or what Target 2 was.
No, some blue planet across the galaxy or something, he said.
Yeah, something vague.
Brian, hi from close to Hubbard, Oregon. Oh, okay. I didn't know there was a Hubbard, Oregon.
Yeah.
Kay Peel, hello from Tempe, Arizona.
Nice.
Rose Waterhouse, hi again from Willamette Valley in gorgeous Oregon. Yeah, it is beautiful country there. I rode a motorcycle through there once, years ago. Beautiful.
Nice. Awesome. And that Rose is Catherine, of course.
Mitch Brisker. Hey, Mitch. Hi, guys, here from sunny Southern California.
Nice. Awesome. Thanks for being here, Mitch.
16-year anniversary, smart recovery. Greetings from Mesa, Arizona.
Nice. Yeah, we got a bunch of people joining us today.
Valerie Trott, hi from Vancouver Island. Now, this is the two islands in Canada are the two places I haven't been. I've been every province except for Newfoundland and Vancouver Island. Vancouver Island is not really a province, but as far as part of Canada. And I've been to the north, lived in the Yukon, and there you go.
Nice.
There's
That's
my
awesome.
history of Canadian.
There you go.
Jaren, hi from Port Townsend, Washington.
All right. We'll just do a couple more here.
Sherry Horner, hello from Canada. And I'm in Canada also.
There you go.
Mr. Knife Art, McKnife Art. Oh, hi from Southeast Asia.
Wow.
Okay, nice.
Thanks for being here. Awesome. All right. Let's see. Before we get into our slides for today, is there anything you want to cover, Phil?
No, you had made a couple of points of things that we should cover for updates. I thought that was a good thing to do so that people kind of know what we're doing these days a little bit, and
Yes.
cover a little bit now, and we'll keep trying to do updates periodically.
Yes, there we go. All right, let's see here. I will go ahead and add this. That works, I think. There we go. That's a little better.
Yeah.
All right, supporting our work, foundation feed. You want to talk about this, Phil?
Yeah, this Friends of the Foundation was something that we wanted to set up so that we have a little bit more of a steady donation income coming in that is just such an easy amount for people to be able to do. $7 a month. It's just a no-brainer, and it helps. I mean, it adds up. If you get 10 people doing that, some people go, well, yeah, it's less than $100. Well, no, for over a year, that's $1,000. And think of what we can do with $1,000 to help somebody getting out of Scientology.
Yes.
So it does add up. So, don't feel that, oh, it's just $7. It definitely helps. If you go to our website, theaftermathfoundation.org, and you'll find the little pull down menu under, oh boy, let me go back there. Under giving,
oh,
and then
Claire,
you'll see.
Claire linked to it in the chat.
Oh, good. Okay, so yeah,
Yay.
just go to Friends of the Foundation, and now when you get to the page, you'll see where the $7 is. It's a little bit funky. You have to click once on that to turn it to kind of a blue turquoise. You don't have to do anything more. You don't have to enter a number. You just click on it once just to confirm that you're going to donate the $7 a month. Yep. And then fill in the rest. And you can drop out of it anytime you want, but it does help. And $7, price of less than a coffee and a scone.
There you go. Yes, and we are. I mean, I know Phil will say the same. We're so incredibly grateful for the many supporters of the work that we do at the foundation, and we could not do it without your support. Yeah. So the fact that we've been continuing to gain momentum just is so incredibly important. Every single person who supports us in any way, even if it's just as simple as subscribe to the channel and share, that works too. It's, any way to help. There's many different ways to help. But we are just grateful that we're able to continue and expand our programs as we have been. Yeah.
So including as far as the YouTube channel, if you can subscribe as well, that helps. Put a like in there, thumbs up, and become a Friends of the Foundation, and that would definitely help and that way, if somebody's getting out of Scientology, you have helped that happen, to help them get on their feet and get established. And we provide, like Claire was saying earlier, career counseling and helping people get long-term jobs, because often they come out of Scientology. If they've worked for a Scientologist and they're forced to disconnect from everyone, like what happened to my wife and I, we lost our work at that time. It took, when we got out, we were in our 60s. We were like college kids starting over again. I mean, we're doing great right now, but it took a bit. You have to kind of, but with the Aftermath help, it shortens that runway a lot, so people can get back on their feet a lot quicker.
Yes.
And the career help definitely is a huge factor in that. And that's something we provide. We have people that are very, very experienced and very good at that.
Yes, absolutely. And you reminded me too that I wanted to mention, um, obviously there's a few different ways that people opt to get out of Scientology. Sometimes it's like Mark and I, we blew and that was it. We escaped and they chased after us, and it's not always that traumatic. But if somebody has done the steps of routing out, which most often the only reason people choose to do that, to go that route, is because they don't want to be disconnected from their family still in Scientology. But in those cases, very often Scientology will then give the person a job with a Scientologist for the sole purpose of continuing to monitor them and keep them under control. And so very often, you know, a good portion of the people we help have been out for a few months or a year trying to make it by on their own with a job provided by Scientology, and realize that once they have that little bit of time to breathe and make their own choice, they decide they don't want to do that anymore,
Yeah.
which is another place where the career counseling and the many different programs we have are hugely helpful.
Yeah, because often when you work for a Scientologist-owned company, there's a lot of pressure to do Scientology courses, and some companies it's mandatory that you have to be doing Scientology if you want to stay there. So it's if somebody's out in their head and they don't want to do Scientology anymore, but they're working for a company that's owned by a Scientologist, and there is that pressure, it's a tough position to be in when
Yeah.
you actually don't want to participate in the whole Scientology thing anymore.
Completely. Absolutely. Oh, look at this. Angel Cat. Next up,
Oh,
Friends of the Foundation.
nice,
Yay. We
awesome.
appreciate
All
you.
right,
That's
we should have a
awesome.
bell.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. Oh, and here's a comment from Alex that I wanted to pop up too. And unlike the IAS, money raised by the Aftermath Foundation actually goes to a good cause, and every penny is used to help people. No membership tiers, no FSM commissions, and no lies deception. Yes,
yeah,
exactly. We've mentioned before that we participate in the combined federal campaign, which is one of the most rigorously screened workplace giving programs in the US for all current and retired federal employees. And so every year we go through the process of submitting our annual tax return to them and various other screening process, steps that they require us to do. And one of those is by putting in all of our financial information, we disclose our what's called AFR rate, administrative fundraising rate. So essentially, the performance of a nonprofit is evaluated by the money you spend on programs versus money you spend on administrative and fundraising costs. Well, we have never spent money on fundraising so far. Not to say that we won't at some point in the future, but if that becomes an option and a viable means to spread the news of the work that we do, but at least as of now, so it's mainly administrative, which is primarily our costs associated with registering with various different states, CPA firm, those kinds of costs. Anyway, all of that to say that our AFR rate, administrative and fundraising rate, has historically been anywhere from 5 to 18%, which is incredibly good by nonprofit standards and something we work very hard towards. So,
nice.
yes. All right, moving along here. Okay, for anyone looking to apply for aid, you can do that on our website. We have a general aid application linked here, and also the Rosemary Chickwalk Education Grant. The way the education grant works is that we have $10,000 allocated annually in support of education grants. And I think currently we have 2 or 3 recipients so far this year. Anyway, and we will get to where we'll do a deep dive on each of the programs that we offer, and maybe talk to people who are willing to share information about their participation in the various different programs. I think that would be good and educational for all of us, right, Phil?
Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
All right. The
They're
support group is a new program we started an in-person group in October of last year in the Los Angeles area. And then we transitioned that to an online group that started in July. So it meets every 2 weeks on Zoom. It is facilitated by Rachel Bernstein. We'll include a link to Rachel's website in the description to this video. She is amazing to work with. And it's it's an online group, so we don't have quite the same level of controls that we would have for an in-person group. However, we screen any applicants. It's a straightforward, it's for former Scientologists, and it's a straightforward intake process. But then each group is its own individual link. So, we just do everything we can to make it a safe and secure space for people looking for support anyway, it's
been
yeah,
very popular. That
yeah,
the thing is, coming out of Scientology, depending on how long you've been in Sea Org, people growing up in it, even aside from that, I mean, my wife and I were never in the Sea Org, and most of our thing was public. But there's all the conditioning that goes on in Scientology, the mental conditioning, and some of it can last for decades, and sometimes, in some cases, it could be a lifetime of struggle for some people. So having a resource like this where somebody could go and have a professional, someone who's experienced in cult recovery and especially experienced with Scientology, Rachel understands that whole area and is very good at it, and has done for years. I mean, we met her at first time years ago when we were doing the Call Me billboards back in 2016. So she's been kind of involved in the whole arena for some time, and she understands it very well. The reason we went with a kind of a group thing like this is that it can get a little expensive to be having each person who wants to have individual therapy. That it would be a little bit difficult. It's kind of at this point in our journey here, it might be a little beyond having to be able to cover that. But plus also the aftermath, it's mainly to help people who are getting out of Scientology and trying to get on their feet. So, things like getting them established in an apartment, getting them some transportation if necessary, getting them a job. It's kind of that transition out. And this support group is kind of an added benefit that we offer even longer term than that. But the mandate for the Aftermath Foundation is really to help people who are getting out or just recently gotten out to kind of get on their feet.
Yes, for sure. Yep, absolutely. And like you said, this support group has been very, very well received, and is, growing every week that we're building the list of applicants. We cap the attendance at 12. So that way it just makes for, again, a controlled and safe environment facilitated by Rachel. But if we get to the point where, potentially down the road, we can have additional groups meeting at different times that are more other time zone friendly, for example. So anyone interested in joining, you're more than welcome to. You can reach out to contact@theaftermathfoundation.org to request more information. Like I said, the only requirement is that you're a former Scientologist, of course. And it's a very simple intake process. And I also wanted to mention that Rachel has been doing just an amazing job. And after each meeting, she actually puts together additional resources like podcasts and books, and even writing prompts for the attendees that kind of offers the opportunity to really address what they talked about in the meeting further, should they choose to do that. That part is optional, but I think it's a really great program.
Yeah, an incredible resource, really.
Yeah. All righty here. Let's see. moving along. We've talked about this platform before, but it doesn't hurt to just reiterate. This is the report a crime or injustice. Use your voice, help safeguard others, file a report. If you've been a victim of or have witnessed criminal or unethical actions within the Church of Scientology or the Sea Organization, we urge you to file a report. And to reiterate, this is patterned and templated on a whistleblower platform. So it offers the opportunity to report information 100% completely anonymously, like not even an email is required. Obviously, if it needs follow-up or additional information, it's helpful to at least provide a means of contact. But actually through the platform, you can submit information and have just back and forth questions and response within the platform itself. So that's where, again, it does not actually even require an email address for anyone wanting to report a crime or injustice, but who might face pretty severe consequences from Scientology if that were to be found out about. So, of course, anonymity is a huge priority for us here at the foundation, right, Phil?
Oh, definitely. And, in a case like this, especially knowing that Scientology can be pretty vindictive on stuff. So some people can get a little nervous about that. My wife and I have been out with our faces out there long enough that we're kind of numb. I wouldn't say numb is the word
No,
on the
used to
stuff.
it. It's a part
Used
of
to it.
your,
It is. It's just, it's part of what we deal with. So, but I understand when, if people want to stay anonymous, but from so many reports of the fact that there have been crimes committed in Scientology and the Sea Org, it does give a platform for people to report those and to remain anonymous if they wish. So it's definitely nice to have that there.
Yes, absolutely. And again, this was inspired by some of the many meetings we've had with law enforcement agencies, similar to the crisis line and a dedicated law enforcement crisis line we set up, to where, working with law enforcement for information we receive that should and needs to be reported. That's kind of where we can assist by opening that door and making that connection for the people getting out and for the people with knowledge of those crimes. And it's not that it has to be reported to us. Yes, of course, any Scientologist or anyone with knowledge of a crime can contact law enforcement directly. But oftentimes, in my experience, there's a fear of doing so because, Phil, what you're talking about, where Scientologists are taught that law enforcement is dangerous, don't ever call 911. All of those factors really play in.
Yeah, in Scientology, it's considered a crime, and you can be declared suppressive for reporting something to the authorities. And so, that's kind of built in. In fact, that's right in the ethics book, but you study that throughout your entire Scientology history. So, it's definitely kind of ingrained a little bit in you to avoid that. So, this makes it a little easier for people if they do want to report something.
Yeah, and it's just really as well more so to offer support and safety that and facilitate whatever connections need to be made. And so far, it has absolutely been helpful and successful in accomplishing that goal.
Yeah.
All righty, moving on here. Aftermath Connect. Search for or post a missing person, leave a message for someone, send in information confidentially. Aftermath Connect is a directory and matching system to help reunite family and friends who have been disconnected through Scientology. Aftermathconnect.org. So yeah, we're building up a database of, if you have a loved one in Scientology. It was also the idea too, that if somebody in Scientology were to Google their name, for example, then this would pop up and they would be like, oh my goodness, my long lost friend from high school is looking for me or is still thinking of me. The isolation of especially the Sea Organization. You think, I remember thinking, my friend from school will probably never remember me. And I've managed over the years to reconnect with many of those people, of course,
Same. Yeah,
not in
same.
Scientology. Yes.
Yeah, same. In fact, someone that kind of we grew up with, considered sort of almost family, um, reconnected, and my sister still being in Scientology, this person from we knew from years ago is actually terrified of my sister because my sister's OT8 and kind of intimidates her a bit. She said to this girl, poor girl, she said one day, she said to her, she says, "I'm all knowing, all seeing," it's like, and it just freaked her out, like, but it was nice to connect with someone from that long ago. There's a number of people, but as far as the Aftermath Connect go, we've got both of our kids on there because both of our kids are still in the Sea organization in California, and we haven't talked to them in over 10 years. So, like Claire was saying, if they do end up looking on the internet and finding their name on there, they might go, "Oh, you know what? My parents just miss us." And there's a nice message up there for them. If they see that, maybe they'll kind of hopefully reconnect.
Yes, completely. Yeah, no, I have my mom on there too, but you remind me, I should put my sisters and my brother on there too. Um, they were really, really young when I
Yeah.
joined the Sea organization. They were 6, 4, and 2. So I know that, like even my brother has done hate videos on me on the OSA website, which is really sad. I mean, he was 4 years old when I last lived there,
Yeah.
like,
So
oh,
what can
come
they
on.
have to say that
Right. Like
I
he
know?
doesn't know me
But
at all. It's
all those
really
all of
heartbreaking.
those videos are North Korea style anyway.
Completely. Yeah,
They're
and they demonstrate how Scientology weaponizes
right,
families
right.
against you.
Yeah,
And again, that's
yeah,
another reason for the important work that we
yeah,
do at the Michael J. Rinder Aftermath Foundation is to support people through Scientology's abusive practices. Yeah. Oh my goodness. All righty here. If you'd like to support our work, these are the ways you can do so. Donate, subscribe, shop. We now have an Aftermath Foundation YouTube channel, merch store, fourth wall.
yeah.
So we will be adding products there, and anything you can do to help us get the word out is amazing. Also, on the Aftermath Foundation website, we have links to the cards that can be handed out. Like it's just a business card that various different designs, but including need help leaving Scientology, matching our billboards. And you can either print them straight from the website if you prefer that we ship them to you. We only ask that you cover the cost of shipping, and we ship those cards out all the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and there's people that live near Sea Org buildings, they live near orgs, regular local orgs, and they'll have the cards and they'll try to maybe hand them out to uh, staff members. Sometimes they might, leave one in a prominent place where it would be seen. But definitely they have a nice clear message on them. So they're a nice resource to have as well if you want to
yes.
kind of help people to, yeah, it just helps people who are on staff or in the Sea Org know that there's a resource outside of Scientology that if they do decide to leave, that they can go to.
Yep. And a resource that understands what they've
Yeah.
been through, what they're going through, what
Yeah.
that transition looks like. So yeah. Anyway, awesome program and resources. At one point, we weren't sure a few years ago. We weren't sure that the cards were reaching the right people, and we considered discontinuing those. And then we got messages like someone was wearing. We got messages from people who had gotten the card or saw it at a like on a pin board at a restaurant. And then also we got a message. So we have the one of the card designs is curious. It just says curious and it says find out more. And it had the QR code. And somebody was wearing one of those shirts at Disney World. And a person saw it and scanned the QR code and came up to them and told them that her brother had been in the Sea organization for 10 years and was really wasn't doing that well. And anyway, they were like, oh yeah, have him reach out to the Aftermath Foundation. It's just amazing all the different ways in which we, anything we can do to get the message out to those who most need to hear it are so important.
Yeah. And it does get out there. Not to kind of sideline to our history back in the Call Me days, but we had these posters that we were putting up around Celebrity Center to try to contact our son, who's in the Sea Org there. And we had given one to somebody. They had posted it in the laundry room in their apartment building. Somebody took a picture of that and posted it on Instagram, and it went viral. And that's how the word got out. A huge international. We were getting calls from press all around the world. It was amazing.
Wow.
So, those kind of things, you think it's just a little card or something, but it can have an impact for sure.
Yes, 100%. Amazing. All right. And so let's see, is there anything else we need to cover before we do our giveaway, Phil?
I think you were going to, maybe we just a little bit on our Testimonial Tuesdays.
Oh, yes. Thank you for reminding me. Yes. Great point. Okay. So yes, we have, as we've mentioned, we're working to really build up a dedicated YouTube channel for the Michael J. Rinder Aftermath Foundation. We've been making really good progress, had some really great conversations with a number of different people. Our goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers, which we're making progress, but any help we can get to share, like, etc., get the word out would be very greatly appreciated. The reason for that specific goal is that on YouTube, when you hit 10,000 subscribers, you can then originate fundraisers on that channel, and any other channels, of course, can then support that fundraiser. That's just the subscriber requirement that YouTube has set. But when you do that, YouTube covers all the fees. So normally any super chats or anything like that, YouTube takes, 30%, I think?
Yes,
Yeah.
it can be around that, yeah.
Yeah. But when you originate a fundraiser on YouTube, the entire proceeds go directly to a nonprofit when you've been approved to participate in the program, of course, which we have been for years now. So anyway, meaning the Michael J. Rinder Aftermath Foundation is a verified nonprofit organization that we can point the fundraiser to. So it's just a really great tool and a great way to have news and information and stories and everything else all in one spot for the sake of reaching the right people.
Yeah. And what happens sometimes is that people come out and when they get helped to get back on their feet, they don't always want to speak out. And it sometimes comes up, well, people kind of want to know, what are we doing, or who are we helping, or how are we helping them? So this little platform with these shorts of Testimonial Tuesdays, we're putting up something where an actual person who we've helped is giving their little statement about what help they received, and just to let people know that, hey, we're working with people, and this is what we're doing, and this is their statement. And often anonymously they're stating it, but with their voice, they're giving us the rundown on what they have received, and the help they've received, and how it got them back on their feet. So it hopefully will fill that void of people wondering, what we're doing, when so many people do want to kind of stay a little bit more anonymous.
Yes. In fact, when we were talking about releasing and setting up this Testimonial Tuesday program, which, as the name implies, every Tuesday we release a new testimonial on the YouTube channel. We actually made the decision it would be just better all around to even remove any form of pressure and just say, you know what, these are all anonymous. Because obviously otherwise it can be a little disjointed if it's like Billy Bob from Canada, anonymous, Marianne, anonymous. So we just decided, you know what, best to just, that way we're not exerting any pressure on the person to speak out. If they choose to do so, it's on their own terms, at their own time, when they're ready to do so. But it's then just makes it very clear that help from the foundation does not carry a requisite of
Right.
any form of, our focus is the well-being of the people we're helping, and whatever that looks like, that's totally fine with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trevanon says, going to change my name to Billy Bob. Mark says, I picked it up from Mark. It's hilarious. It makes me crack up every time, but it reminds me of one time I was talking to somebody, helping them navigate, and they were just getting out of Scientology. They didn't want, to take any risks. And so it was a woman. And so I said to her, she was like, but I'm worried that if I email you this blah, blah, blah information, then they might be able to track that. And I said, well, you can just set up an email under a different name, like Billy Bob 123, Anyway, the next day I log into my email and have an email from Billy Bob 123. I was like, oh.
Oh, that's great. Well, when we first got out, we were under the radar for a few years so that we could see if we could stay in touch with the kids.
Yep.
And I was posting on Tony Ortega's website under the name Sid. There's a few people that still refer to me as that. They say, oh yeah, I remember you as Sid. And I go, oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Oh, Matt Pesh did the same thing. I can't remember what the name was.
Yeah.
But he was posting stories anonymously originally too. And then of course, as was Mark in the very early days under Blown for Good. Anyway, that's all proof of the point that we're talking about, where we cannot be exerting any form of pressure on somebody, nor do we want anyone considering reaching out for help to think that that's going to be a requirement or a pressure point. Our focus has to be getting the person the help that they need. And, in like Phil, you were saying, emergency housing, getting them a job. Those things are so much more important. Just getting out of Scientology. The rest will come, with recovery, with help, with support group. It's very important that those elements are taken care of as priority, because they are.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. All right. Are we ready to do our giveaway here now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So just bear with me, because I did not set this up ahead of time. So if there's anything you want to cover while I get my ducks in a row here, go right ahead.
I cover? Sometimes I like to, when talking about Scientology, often the things that pop into my head are like anecdotes of things that have happened. And, sometimes little things will get sort of triggered as we're talking, and I'll go, oh yeah, I remember this, or remember that. Sometimes they might be a little non sequitur, like outside the subject a little bit.
Oh,
but
doesn't matter to me.
But I mean, we had 40 years in Scientology, so there's so many things. And I mean, I did a whole bunch of videos on my channel covering everything I could, but still, I still get these things that pop in. Oh yeah, I never covered that, I guess. And I'll jump into a little story about, like, the thing about the poster in the laundry room.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I had never really mentioned that to anybody, but it was a huge thing. We had these little missing posters we had put up on our son around Celebrity Center, and we were handing them out. We were putting them on posts, and as soon as we put them on posts, Scientology was right behind us taking them down. So but still, we would hand them out anyway.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Okay, here we go. I think I got this figured out. Do you see that?
No.
Hold on.
There we go. That's
1 second. Bear with me. I know what to do now. There we go. All righty. So for anyone who commented, we should say what it is we're giving away, right?
That would be good. I know, because otherwise we could give away anything.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. I would like to say a special thank you to Karen Schless Presley. She's the author of Escaping Scientology. And Karen recently donated her entire library of cult recovery books to the Michael J. Rinder Aftermath Foundation. So we have a whole bunch of really great reading for anyone who's had involvement in a high control coercive organization like Scientology. Many of them are about Scientology, but also there's general books too. So what do you say, Phil? Should we do that? Works for today?
Yeah, that would be great.
Awesome.
I think,
So whoever
Yep.
gets selected, then Phil, just send Phil an email, phil@theaftermathfoundation.org, and
Yeah.
we'll send you the list of books and you can choose which one you like.
Great idea. Let's do it that way. Yeah, send me an email and I'll we'll send you the list.
Perfect. All right. So with that, here we go. This is always fun.
Yeah.
Better not be me after all this.
Oh, you made a comment?
Of course I did.
Oh, right at the beginning. I saw that. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Joni.
Congratulations. All
Amazing.
right.
So
So
good to see you, Joni.
phil@theaftermathfoundation.org, and just pop me an email and I'll get a list out to you. And you can choose
Perfect.
whichever one you want. We'll ship it out.
Awesome. Oh, look at this. Jacob Harkey just became a friend of the
Oh, Jacob.
foundation.
Thank you.
Amazing, Jacob.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
And thank you for being here. Awesome. Well, is there anything else we need to cover for today, Phil, or are we good to go?
I think we're good. I think that we covered it, and it's nice to be able to do a little giveaway. I like doing giveaways, actually.
Yes.
It's,
Yes, I know. I do too. It's just a way to,
Yeah.
show our appreciation and show that we're grateful for all the people that showed up and who hung out with us this fine Sunday afternoon.
And even just that is support. Just people
Yes.
kind of showing up and watching and preferably subscribing, but even just watching, we like it.
Yes.
It's support, and we do appreciate it.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, and I wanted to mention too, so far we've talked about the billboards. We did an interview with Catherine, our amazing mod. Thanks, Catherine, for being here, and Clara. Thanks for being here, Clara. We talked with John, Catherine's now husband. We've talked with Ian. But so in terms of future episodes, please feel free to comment on this video if there are specific topics you would like us to cover and talk about. Upcoming, we have part 2 with Ian. We will be doing a deep dive on the frequently asked questions for the Michael J. Rinder Aftermath Foundation. We'll talk about the billboards some more and additional billboards we've been getting up. We'll be talking with Rachel Hastings, who the foundation helped and whose partner and wife is a board member of the foundation, Michelle Adair Hastings. Michelle Adair, sorry. It's Rachel Adair Hastings. And we'll be talking with board members too about, what inspires them to volunteer for this work, what that has looked like. Anyway, we have a pretty long list of topics, but if there's something you'd be particularly interested in hearing about, please do let us know.
That's right. We haven't really talked about all the new billboards.
Right.
Yeah,
I know. That's
right.
what I was thinking about today.
That's a whole thing right there.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll be exciting. That was a good one. That came together really well.
Yes, absolutely. Awesome. Well, I think that wraps it up for this week. Thank you again to everybody joining us. Thank you, Phil, for your time and for your tireless work in support of our what we do day in and day out. You're greatly appreciated. Let's see. Any last things we need to cover, or is that it?
We're good.
All right. See you next week.
All right. Next week.
Bye-bye.
Please help us to get to 10,000 subscribers.
And don't forget to push the notification bell to be alerted when new content is available.
For more information about how you can apply for help
or to become a volunteer,
visit us at theaftermathfoundation.org.
Thank you for watching.